Hi everybody, I'm Amy Bergland with ReMax Professionals here in Denver, Colorado with my good friend Nicole Rueth with Fairway Independent Mortgage. And we are here today to chat with you about this crazy Denver real estate market and give you a few tips on how you can make your offer stand out amongst the competition.
Especially in a market that is so hot and you have so many offers going in on every listing that's out there, you've got to have all of your ducks in a row. You've got to be fully pre-approved, working with a solid realtor who's going to be able to jump in right away as soon as the house gets listed, right?
Absolutely.
And so the question really is in this kind of tough market, do I even want to jump in? Because that's what some people are thinking. They're just saying, I'm going to stay off, I'm going to stay on the sidelines because the prices have gotten too high, and now interest rates on top of that are going up.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to wait until the interest rates come down and the prices come down. How many times have we heard that?
I've heard that several times. In fact, I had to talk a buyer off a ledge a couple weeks ago because they lost 3 offers in one weekend. I told them to hang in there, and you know what? We got them under contract the very next weekend.
I totally believe that. It is about the persistence. You've got to stay dedicated to the journey.
Yeah.
So when people are talking about staying on the sidelines, we can quickly run through some numbers and show them if you chose to rent right now, if you were getting into a new rental situation, then if you think you have to come up with first month, last month, and security deposit on a $1,600 a month rent, which is not that far outside of the market, I don't think.
No, I would say that's actually a little bit low.
Right.
Single family homes right now, you're probably looking at about $2,000 a month.
Exactly.
Average. Yeah.
Totally. So so let's go back to 1,600 for a second. 2,000 would actually be easier math, though, probably, right? So let's just do 2,000. First, last security deposit, you're talking about $6,000, right? 1,600, you're talking about $4,800. That's a lot of money. If you use a CHFA, 3% down, that covers the down payment plus some of your closing costs, you might be bringing in as little as $4,200. So if I compare that to a $1,600 a month rental opportunity, it would cost you less to get into a home of your own, start building wealth and equity, versus renting and helping somebody else build wealth.
That's true, absolutely. Right. And much better to be putting that monthly payment into an owner-occupied situation. You can think of your house like your savings account instead of handing it over to the landlord every month.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is the primary way most Americans build wealth, is by owning a home.
Yes. Agreed.
So if you're going to jump into home ownership and get off the sideline, then the first step is to get fully pre-approved. You want to hop in the car, and I get it. You get excited. You want to go looking at homes. But ideally, you want to know not only what you're qualified for, but what your budget allows, right? So how terrible would it be to show that home for $400,000 and they qualify for $325,000? It's such a heartbreaker.
Yes, and from a realtor's perspective, that's actually the first step that I always have clients go through is to get pre-approved with a good local lender. And local lending is really important, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes.
Perfect. So getting pre-approved is kind of a big deal, and that word gets thrown around in the industry quite a bit. So it's really important to kind of know what that means because listing agents are asking. Listing agents today are having us as lenders fill out questionnaires. They're getting very specific. They want to know how far into the process you are. Are you a fully qualified buyer? So that's really important. So it means talking to a lender, filling out a complete loan application, pulling credit, having that assessed along with your income, doing a verification of income if you're flexible, like if you have bonuses or commission or overtime. If you're W-2, it's pretty easy, but if you're self-employed, that can get complicated, so getting your taxes in. So being able to review all of the documents, that you have enough cash, that you have the income to qualify, and running that through automated underwriting. And now at Fairway, we also have a full underwrite of pre-approvals that we can get done in as little as, I want to say 72 hours. We can underwrite your file, maybe 4 days, and have a fully underwritten file or fully underwritten loan subject to going under contract and the appraisal.
Yeah.
So how cool is that? You could actually close in as little as 4 to 10 days.
Which is amazing because in this market we are seeing a lot of cash floating around out there. And a lot of my financed clients get really discouraged when they're coming up against cash offers. But again, with the loan product that you're talking about, if we can go to a seller and say, hey, we can close in 10 days, that's equivalent to most of the cash offers out there. We just got to get our inspection and our appraisal done.
Right. And especially with cash offers, no offense to investors, but they can get a little flaky. Like if something goes wrong in the inspection, they're not living in that home, right? They're not emotionally tied to that home. So as a listing agent with a quick close and with a loan, sometimes you might even look stronger. Because you're definitely more invested, right?
Yes, agreed.
So that's an advantage that we want to take it, well, it's an opportunity we want to take advantage of.
Yes.
Right?
And I know all of you have heard out there how crazy the Denver market is, so I just wanted to leave you from the real estate perspective with a couple of tips and things that you can be thinking about to make your offer stand out from all of the others. So the first one is to have a pre-approval letter submitted with all of your offers. And it's really important from a listing agent perspective that you're working with a local lender, because our local lenders like Fairway understand our local market, our customs, just what's going on in the Denver market. Yep. A lot of our bigger banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, while they're wonderful for certain products, sometimes they lag behind our local lenders. So getting pre-approved is the first step in the process. The second piece of advice that I would give is to put your highest and best offer in the first time. You're probably not going to get a second chance, especially if you're in that under $500,000 mark.
Yes.
You can pretty much bet on there's going to be multiple offers, and so putting your highest and best offer in the first time is really important. And if you can get your lender to call the listing agent, which Fairway is awesome about, Nicole always does that for me, to call the listing agent and brag on you and how strong you are, that is a really important piece of the puzzle as well.
And we take that one step further in our team. So the Rueth team does it where we talk about the buyer, but then we also talk about you, so we countersell, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about not only is this borrower fully pre-approved, they've given us all their documents, but Amy has been in the business for going on 10 years. 10 years,
yeah.
So I'll talk about how long she's been in the business, the success rate that you've had, letting them know that you're educated, that you're going to be able to walk them through so that the listing agent doesn't think that they're working with a new realtor and having some of those hiccups that might come up.
Yes.
So whatever that realtor-lender situation is, that counterselling is so important, especially during this contract phase. And then letting them know who Fairway is and who the specific lender is, like the Rueth team, letting them know the years of experience we have, the volume we see, the ability to overcome objections, the ability to take left turns quickly when we need to, because it comes up, right?
Yes, it sure does. Yeah.
It's really about having a strong team and letting that listing agent know that you've got that team, because they want that.
Yes. Yeah. And as a buyer, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, having a great lender and realtor partner to hold your hand through the process is of utmost importance, because it's a crazy 30 days from contract to closing. We do this every day all the time, and we're here to help you. And so the last piece of advice that I would leave you with is get out to see the property the first day it hits the market.
Yes.
A lot of buyers are really bummed out right now because they're getting the rug pulled out from under them, because sometimes the seller goes on the market on a Friday, they get 3 offers, they don't want to wait through the weekend. They're like, I'm happy with the offers I have, let's go ahead and just accept one. So when you see that perfect dream home, give us a call. I'll be happy to get you in the first day it's on the market so that you don't miss out. So again, those are just some tips that we have for you. Any last thoughts, Nicole?
I would say getting involved or having that conversation with the lender the very first moment you think you want to buy a house. Yeah. Even if you're dipping your toes in, don't start going out to Realtor.com and Zillow.com and just exhausting yourself and stressing yourself out with not knowing. So talk to that lender. Find out not only what you qualify for, but what you're comfortable with, what's your budget, what terms look like, how much cash to close looks like. And then you can really feel confident when you are going out and go and buy those homes. And what you said is absolutely critical. You've got to get out that first day because they're getting under contract right away.
Yes.
So I would say be prepared. The key is in being prepared.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's what we're here for. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if we can help you, feel free to reach out and give us a call, email, or text.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye-bye.